My name is Matt Smith, and I am playing the role of Peter Shaw, and I go by he, him, his.
Hi, my name is Reagan Bobich. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Annie Cannon.
My name is Finley Hopman. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Margaret Levitt. I had to think for a second.
My name is Amelia McNeil. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Wilhelmina Fleming.
Hi, my name is Jessica Sanderson. My pronouns are she, her, and I play Henrietta Levitt. A female astronomer figures out a way to measure the universe, and it's the story of her life.
I think it's a lot about passion, and I think part of your monologue at the end where you go like, wonder will always get us there.
Yeah, because wonder will always get us there.
Yeah.
Those of us who insist that there is so much more beyond ourselves.
Yeah, I think that's what it's about.
Yeah. Wonder and hope.
Me, at least. I haven't done a show like this in 5 or 6 years, where it's just a straight play. So the most rewarding part is just being able to be a part of the cast and have probably the largest role I've ever had for a show like this. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I love theater. I love how it feels in my heart, and I love the people that it lets me be around. Laura, the director, will talk a lot about like an energy ball being thrown between actors as they play characters, and I feel like these people are so incredible at like bringing the energy in, and when you have that and like you get to hold the energy ball in your hand, it's the best feeling in the world. So I have a lot of appreciation.
I think the most rewarding part of the show has been like the opportunity to tell such an amazing story. I had no clue who these people were before I started this show. And I think getting to tell this story alongside some amazing people and some amazing actors in such a short period of time as well. This was the fastest show I have ever, I don't know about you guys, have put together. It was very, very quick process. So being able to do that and have it be what it is, I think it's really great.
That heavy skirt. No, that's not the hardest part. But
Working around time period clothing is certainly a challenge. Like you have to think it, and also just mannerisms. Like you have to think about how you're standing, how you're sitting, especially for women.
Memorization by far was the hardest part. Just because, like, musician, I like to have music with what I'm singing and the words go with the music, not the other way around in my head. So when it's just the words there, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. It's very challenging.
Yeah. Like we were supposed to be memorized off book, what have you, the first day back. So we would have all of J term to like learn our lines, do whatever we needed to do like our character work, and then we had to go in like we're running.
And and I feel like that experience has given just like a good. This is school. This is school. This is your kind of test run, if you will. And so to be able to do what is expected in the professional environment, which is showing up day one off book, to be able to try that for the first time in this school educational environment was a good opportunity.
It's really enjoyable. I just have like this passion for being on stage, and like every time I get out there, you break out my shell a little more, and then the next performance is better, and the next one's better. So I told myself I was gonna keep it to just musicals because I didn't really like theater as much. I kind of lied to myself when I said that.
You lied big time.
You got bullied into auditioning.
I got bullied into auditioning. Yes.
Glad you didn't know.
Well, you were perfect for this role.
You were.
Yes, I'm very thankful that I'm here. Very, very thankful.
Bringing stories to life is something that is so gorgeous, and if it can inspire someone else to realize that it's their passion, like that means the world to me. I want what I'm doing to reach other people. I want people to like look at characters that not just me, but other people that I'm working with play and be like, I relate to that. I understand this character and I understand this story, and it like, and it affects me, and that is a really big reason as to why. But I also just really like it, because, you know, what else?
I am not a theater major. I'm not a music major. I'm not any of that stuff. I am a sociology and criminal justice major. I have minors in social work and creative writing. And it seems weird for me to be here, but I love theater. I've always loved theater. I got into it when I was kind of young, stayed out of it for a while, got back into it in like middle school and high school. And I just am a storyteller at heart, I think. I love writing, and I love dancing, and I love acting. And I feel like when you can find an art form where you can, much like Reagan mentioned, tell stories to people, have things that people can relate to, I feel like that is more human than anything else that you can do. Just to like share an experience with someone. That's how I feel.
I would say I'm the very classic, like, started musical theater at a very, very young age, went through the phase of, like, I'm a theater kid and that's my whole identity, and, you know, I'm now, like, growing into the kind of, like, this is what I like to do, this is how I express my emotions, this is how I relate to other people, and it's more about working on the craft than, like, the identity of, like, theater kid. It's like, this is, it's not as much who I am as what I do, as it was when I was younger and had no clue who I was. But I think it's just, it's a good way to connect with people over telling stories.
I think there's no other job on this world that gives a sense of magic quite like theater does. I wrote about this, sneak peek to my college essays, y'all. I wrote something that stuck with me, and it's theater is a place between magic and chaos. And I think it's like at this little sweet spot that I just cannot live without. I always think of quitting. I'm always like, nope, I'm done. This is my last performance. We're all done. And then you're pulled back to it. And I think it's just, there's so much like a passion that I have for this art form. A lot like my character, I guess, about it with astronomy. It's just a passion. I can't see myself doing anything else.
There was one day where they were painting assets for the sets, like the desks, and it's not. I'm not sure if this is because this doesn't really pertain to me, but
Matt certainly found it
pertains
funny.
to everyone else, which makes it all the more hilarious for me because we didn't know. The arms would go down on the desks, and you come up, and there'd just be paint on
It's just
them.
wood stain
Wood
all
stain.
down.
Brown.
Kind of looked like
Brown.
poop.
And then my hearing aid, I wear a hearing aid in the show. It was originally painted, and so the paint went all the way.
She had like sideburns that were like metallic.
It looked like the
Sounds
Tin Man was formed.
I feel like another part of it is like being a part of something bigger. And as like a social person, like my brain always goes to that. And I have a line where I'm talking to Jess's character because we play sisters, and she's like, "What's the meaning of all this?" And my character says something along the lines of like, "The things you do are so much bigger than you. Like you start a ripple effect. You are like a small part of a large thing that's happening." And I feel like that's so important because sometimes you can get discouraged when you don't feel like you're making a big change or you're not finding a big answer, but even the small work you do works towards like a bigger means, and I think that that's a cool thing to take away.
Personally, what I want the audiences to keep in mind is that like it's okay to laugh. I feel like there's a lot of there's a lot of audiences who are like, I don't know, used to like watching things in their room and they like feel weird if they laugh out loud because it's like just them or whatever. Laugh.
Yes.
It's funny. Some of it's not funny.
Some of it's not.
Some of it's very not funny.
depressing.
Not better when you're laughing. No.
No.
But
Laugh.
enjoy
it.
It is written to be, I mean, theater as a whole is written to be a community experience, and if you don't share your laughter and share how this is making you feel with the audience around you, it's not going to feel like a community experience the way it's supposed to. So let it be that community experience.